And at 7:05, the main show will start. In the meantime, this is just filler. Tonight, we're going to go on a horseback ride. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Are you excited? We're going for a horsey ride. Horsey ride. Horsey ride. We're going for a horsey ride. I'm very excited about tonight's show. So, my special guest, for those of you, the two that are in the room early, and for all the folks tuning in, my special guest, Queen May Butters, you're gonna die. Guess who my guest is? Guess. Rosette Royale. The only person I've ever met who had a real live pony as a child. And so Rosette Royale will be here to regale us with stories of having a pony, every child's dream. So I'm very excited that Rosette is joining us. And as I was saying earlier, I'm actually just filling time because we're gonna start the real show at 7:05, and I don't wanna give any of my good juice away preliminarily. So hold on, I'm gonna go fix my hair. I'll be right back. But first, a delightful, keto-friendly lemony drink. Mmm, delicious. Oh no.
You have to like reset it or whatever?
Not usually. I'm so annoyed. That was going to be such a perfect drama. In case you're just joining us, we are actually starting the show at 7:05. In the meantime, I'm going to pretend I'm blow drying my hair. I was always jealous of those women in the shampoo commercials. They seem to really enjoy their shampoo. Oh, hi, Machine Dazzle. So Machine just got here, so he doesn't know what's about to happen. We're gonna go on a horsey ride. Horsey ride, horsey ride. We're gonna go on a horsey ride. We're gonna go on a horsey ride. So we're gonna start at 7:05. So it's 7:04, only 1 minute. Are you excited? Oh my God, I'm totally excited. Refreshing. Speaking of refreshing, blueberry, lemon, keto friendly. I'm on the keto now. Have you heard? I'm totally in ketosis. As we speak, I am in ketosis. And if you don't know what that means, it means my body is literally eating itself, digesting the fat within my stomach and within my sides. And you all know how I feel about the pound of hamburger fat under my armpit. It's gonna get eaten by the ketosis. I've got the ketosis. I just checked it. I got a little device so I can check my ketosis, and I'm in fact in ketosis as we speak. So, yes, we're getting ready to get started. I'm going to step away from the camera for less than a minute, and then I'll be back, okay? I'll be right back. Hi, everybody! It's My Little Pony Show! Hooray! Hooray! We're doing a special My Little Pony episode, and I couldn't be more delighted that in just a few more minutes, my special guest, Rosette Royale, will join us. And so, I wanted to talk about My Little Pony, and that moment in time. If you're a man or if you're a woman who's heard stories, take a moment to consider. Oh, but first, take a deep breath in. So that moment in time when you're like first or second grade, when you suddenly realize, it's not okay to be a boy with a My Little Pony lunchbox. Or it's not okay to be a boy who's a little queer. Or it's not okay to be a boy who likes to pretend he's Miss America. So I want you to think about that moment. And as queers, we get to think about that moment and talk about it and process it some, And I know it's changing for younger folks today. But for a lot of folks my age, of a certain age, it was really part of our upbringing that there was a moment when we became shamed of what we were and any feminine part. And I was thinking about how that's a real moment for straight guys too, and they never, ever, I don't think, get to process it. But I think a lot of straight men have a moment when they are drilled to be more butch. And so I was thinking about toxic masculinity and the kind of man that becomes a toxic police officer and a toxic border patrol person, and how that expression of dominance. So yeah, I was thinking about all that. And so I wanted to do a little ritual for all the boys out there who ever had a moment where they were shamed for being a little femmy or a little too into Hello Kitty or My Little Pony or any of that kind of stuff. So here we go. Let's take a deep breath in, boys and girls, and those in between. May we all know the truth of who we are. That all the various parts of who we are, our highest and truest selves, and our monstrous, beastly animal selves, all of those belong. And it's about finding balance. And so I think sometimes the beastly animal parts come out when we're not allowing all the other parts to be fully witnessed and seen. And so I'm inviting us all to take another breath in. And just release All that does not serve is one of my very, very favorite prayers. All that does not serve. I don't need any of that. So I'm just going to let it go. So thank you all for... Oh, there's Paul. Now we can get started. Paul, late. 10 minutes late. Oh, well, he can watch the opening later. But hi, Queen, and hi, Paul, and hi, Machine, and hi, everybody. I can't quite see everybody's names. Some names I can read easier from afar on this little screen. But thank you all for joining. So I'm going to put the little pony down now. But I'm very proud of my little pony that I made today. Let's see, maybe we'll put him back here. Oh, I can't go there because ritual stuff. Okay. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Over here. Okay. Hold on. The other theme of today is air. And the thing I love about air is its ability to rapidly transform. Poof, poof, poof. Rapidly transform. So we're calling on air for rapid transformation of all the bullshit that's going on in the world right now. So, hey air, how you doing? Hi air. I just want you to let it all go and to transform this shit. This, by the way, is my wind chime that keeps blowing in my face. I don't know who designed this set, but this really could have been like right there and it would have been perfect. Fireman Kitty, will you bring forth the box of divination?
I'm a cowboy today.
Oh, that's right. Cowboy Kenny. Viva DiConcini might recognize that cowboy hat. That's right. Oh my god, he's so cute. So we have some new buttons in the box from Queen May Butters, and I'm very excited because one of them relates to Star Trek. Apparently, Queen May Butters has fallen down the Star Trek hole and has started to create a line of Star Trek-inspired buttons. And there is now one in the box of divination. So, the box of divination... Kenny, are you ready? Cowboy Kenny?
Yeah.
Cowboy Kenny, please read the button.
I am the vessel. Drink from me.
Ooh! I think that might be a new one today. I don't think I've heard that one before. Today's divination, I am the vessel. I am the vessel. Drink from me. I am the vessel. Drink from me. So... I want you, all the boys and girls at home and those in between, to be thinking about that as we do our work today. I am the vessel. Drink from me, but not me. I think it's from yourself. Drink from yourself. Kanye West is running for president, and we're concerned for his health. So... that's all. I'm not going to really comment more than that. I don't want to be judgy. Except to say, Queen, please. That's all I'm going to say. For Kanye, Queen, please. And I don't mean Queen May Butters, I mean Kanye Queen. Because that guy's a queen. Ugh. Queen, please. You're going to run for president? Whatever. Lindsey Graham went golfing with Trump. That was exciting for Lindsey.
Did he carry his clubs?
He did not carry his clubs, but it did have that kind of vibe. And what other important things happened in the world? Lindsey Graham went golfing, and Betty DeVos is evil. We all know that, right? Yeah. But now, let's not talk about serious things. Russell Simmons had another baby.
Wilson.
I'm so embarrassed. Russell Wilson. I knew that. Russell Wilson. But it's kind of a thing. I like to help Cowboy Kenny, think that he knows more than me by occasionally I misspeak so that he can correct me. and then that way he feels like he knows more than I do, and that's important, you know. Like I can never remember the name of that vampire boy in the movies, and
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. Can never remember his name. Did you read Vampire Lestat? Because you know there's that thing where Vampire Lestat has to have younger lovers to keep him like informed. That's kind of the dynamic that Cowboy Kenny and I have. He's responsible for keeping me up to date on music, up to date on social trends, up to date on things. It's very informative because when he was 10, I was in my 40s or late 30s. So there's a lot of child things from when he was 10 that I have no idea about. And so he can fill me in on what's important. So that's a big part of our relationship is his filling my information void. And I have an enormous information void. And he's able to completely fill my void. And it's a great symbiotic kind of back and forth. Sometimes I feel his void, sometimes he feels my void, and it just kind of gives and takes. So it's working really well, but I've been just going on, and you know who I have in the wings? Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the only person I know who had a pony as a child, Rosette Royale. Waiting for Rosette to connect. And I couldn't agree more. Queen May Butters on the live feed. Yes, fill my voice. Ah! Hey, Queen.
Hey, Queen.
How is you?
Queen, I'm all right. I'm all right today. I'm feeling very honored to be here.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah. I gotta say, I love how far back you are. Shit. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me try to. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I find that the people at home like it when I use exaggerated facial expressions and big hand gestures. That's a pro tip.
Fabulous, baby. I love tips that come from the pros.
Well, thank you for being here. And this is all Rosette's fault, because when I presented a variety of themes for this week's show to Rosette in one of our Zoom meetings, she said to me, "Oh, pony." And then I remembered that Rosette actually had a pony. And I was like, okay, done deal. Done deal. If Rosette will come on and talk about her actual pony. And so would you tell us pony stories?
Yeah, baby. Pony story time.
Yay! Yay!
Pony. Yes, it's true. I had a pony as a little boy. Boy. Sure.
Use the term.
There's a picture of my pony right there. Yes, that is Stacy. That is Stacy. Okay, here comes a story or two about Stacy. So I was 6 and I grew up in the suburbs of Maryland. And the other tip is to look at the camera hole and not the screen. I love to look at holes. Thank you very much for that advice. Okay, so I grew up in Maryland, and when I was 6, I went to visit my grandmother. My grandmother's name was Lacey Black. And so I went with my mother to Lacey Black's house. She lived about 30, 40 minutes away, and I was there with Lacey Black on the porch. And she was sitting there with me, and she said, "What do you see when you look out across the street?" And I was like, "Grass." And she said, "No, boy, what do you see eating the grass?" And I said, "It's a horse." She goes, "Well, it's a pony." She goes, "Do you like that pony?" And I said, "Yeah, I like that pony." She said, "Would you like that pony?" And I was like, Yeah. She said, good, because it's yours. It's going home with you. And so I don't know how my grandmother got this pony. Someone gave it to her, I think. And so she decided to give this pony to me and my family. So we lived in the suburbs. We had half an acre of land, and she gave us the pony. So one day I went to school, and I came home, and the pony was in the yard. So there's Stacy, right there. She's a Pinto pony,
Mm-hmm.
and ponies are smaller than horses. She was adorable. I loved her, and I fell in love with this pony. It was kind of ridiculous. And I just talked to my mother about the pony a little while ago. And I used to dress the pony up. I used to steal my father's hats out of the closet. I used to steal my mother's wigs. Then I found sunglasses, and I would put all these little accessories on the pony. And I would dress it up in the yard, and I would stand there, and then I would just go like, "Hey, come on, Stacy, let's play a game." So I would stand there taking all these pictures with Stacy out in the yard. So I love Stacy. And I don't know if anyone has really spent a lot of time with horses, but horses are smart. Stacy was so smart. So Stacy, I used to feed her sugar cubes. I found out horses and ponies love sugar cubes. I used to feed her that. I used to feed her carrots. And I used to try to hide carrots in my clothes, like in my shirt pockets or jacket pockets or pants pockets. And Stacy always found them. So I thought that was very exciting when I was 6 or 7.
A classic pony move.
Classic. But I also, got to ride this pony. And so when I grew up in the 70s, where we lived, there was a lot of land. People owned like acres and acres and acres of land. This man owned a farm nearby. So sometimes we would take Stacy to this man's farm. And one time I was riding Stacy to the farm. So I was riding Stacy down along the side of this road. And I had a little saddle. I was in a little saddle. And then I slipped off the saddle and fell on the side of the road. And then I was my little Queenie self, ah! But somehow Stacy was able to like step around me and not step on me. And I was like really working it out on the ground, like rolling around, screaming like some big old Nelly little 7-year-old queen. And Stacy was so fabulous at being able to avoid me with her feet, right? Stacy was so brilliant. And then somehow my mother met someone who rode horses and came to visit Stacy and said that Stacy would be really good in horse and pony shows. So this person started to train Stacy and started riding Stacy and then rode Stacy in these pony contests, and Stacy won these blue ribbons. She won like 3 blue ribbons, like this pony I had. And so
you had an award-winning pony.
I had a blue ribbon pony, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. This little black queer kid in Maryland had a blue ribbon pony.
I had not heard that part of the story.
Yeah, baby. Well, I can't tell you all of it. I got to parcel it out every once in a while. I have to share it for the crowd here. So that is my dear, lovely Stacy. I just adored this pony. We had a brush, and I used to, of course, you can't see it. I don't know if you can really see it here, but look at her bangs, right? I worked those bangs so hard on that damn pony. I cut them with scissors so they were nice and sharp and flat. I mean, I fucking worked that damn pony. Can I curse here?
Yes.
Okay, that's good, because I already did.
You can't play recorded music, though.
Okay, well, I won't do that.
Or show your genitals, but you can curse.
Oh, well, that was the next part of the
I know. It goes without saying.
We'll skip that part.
That you were going to head there. And I've already learned that lesson.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me and Stacy.
Whatever happened to Stacy?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. Okay.
Because it's been a happy tale. Maybe I better.
It's been really happy, but Yeah, it's been very. That's Rainbow Dash, by the way. The little,
Look, you know the name. It is Rainbow Dash.
It's Rainbow Dash.
Are you a brony? A little bit? You are, aren't you? I can tell. Oh my God! I will totally watch My Little Pony with you sometime. Just so you know. I'm totally here for that.
Thank you. So what happened to Stacy? So we had Stacy. We had a yard, half an acre yard. My father built a little shed for Stacy, a little corral for Stacy to stay in. But you know, it takes a lot of work to have a pony when you live in the suburbs, and you know, we didn't have a lot of money. And so when I grew up, and all the black adults that I knew, the black men I called uncle, and the black women I knew I called aunts.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a friend, his name was Uncle Chummy.
Uncle what?
Chummy, as in like,
Chummy.
oh, you're a good chum of mine. Oh,
Or
yeah.
the chopped up fish they throw overboard to attract sharks.
Well, he was really much more like the chopped up fish that attracted. He really was. He was pretty damn fucking rude and evil and mean.
Oh, no.
But
And
he had like a huge property out in the country, like acres and acres and acres and acres. And he also
I don't
had
like this
horses.
idea that Chummy is involved in the story now.
So he had a lot of property. He also had a couple horses out there. So my father decided that it would be better if Stacy were with other horses and ponies, and Stacy could have a nice, fantastic life. But the farm was about 45 minutes from our house. So Uncle Chummy came and picked up Stacy and took Stacy out, and because Stacy was 45 minutes away now, it wasn't so easy for me to convince my father to drive us almost an hour to go somewhere, for me to go see a pony. So I saw Stacy less and less and less and less, and then Stacy. I don't actually really know what happened to Stacy because Chummy never said anything, but then I never went to see Stacy again.
Oh.
So
That's kind of sad, Rosette.
with that end, right? But you know what? I still have this.
You have the memories.
I have the memory of my good old hoofed, four-legged ancestor, Stacy.
Thank God.
Thank God.
That was beautiful. I have a horse story. It's kind of on the dark side. So our neighbor had a horse that was, I don't know if it's still, it was like orangey, brown and white, splotchy. Is that a Palomino?
Could be.
Well, whatever it was mean and evil. And I didn't know that. Because there was probably about a half acre behind our house. And this 16-year-old girl had this horse on this lot that was just a fence around it. And there was like a little barn thing at the far end. And her family lived in the house on the other side of it. And so they had this horse running around. And I would see the girl riding the horse around the half acre. And my hair doesn't look right. But, oh well, it's the hat. She'd ride the horse, and I'd see her interacting with the horse, and I'd talk to her over the fence, and it all seemed good. And then one day I had this little styrofoam glider. It was like pressed out of styrofoam, and you would shoot it with a rubber band, and they flew really well. They were a total fixture of my childhood. So I'm like 10 or 11, and I remember they'd come with a stick with a big rubber band on them, and you would pull it way back, and it'd really fly far. Well, one day it flew into the horse pen. And I was like, oh, I can go get that. And I went through the barbed wire fence and went into the horse pen. And I was attacked like it was a mad dog. It was like Stephen King wrote a story about a mad rabid horse. And the horse was like, And I'm like, stop attacking me. And I run the wrong way because I'm so confused. And I like run over to the middle of the field and I'm lost and I don't know how to get out. And at one point the horse runs over the top of me and I'm like, no. And it hoofed me in the chest and gave me this big chest hoof print. And then I went running more. And I finally got over. And right before I got under the fence, the horse bit my arm and gave me the. I never, ever liked horses after that. And so today is a little bit of healing for myself on horses because I have never successfully ridden a horse. I have tried riding those beat up old beach horses at Ocean Shores. I don't know if you've been out there, but they have these really, like, their backs are like this. And they're really not happy about giving yet another tourist a ride down the beach for $10 a half hour. And they really aren't happy about giving my fat old ass a ride down the beach. And so I've tried riding those beach horses twice and it's been totally miserable. And for both of us, the horse wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. Let's just put an end to this early. You don't have to do the whole half hour. We'll just wrap it up. But so yeah, I really have had a confused relationship with horses my whole life since being attacked by a horse. Yeah, I used to be traumatized by animals. There was also a dog who our neighbor had, and I had to walk by his house every day, and he would come running out and bark at you. By the way, today's show is about air, and so it is ever present. This seemed like such a good idea before the show. Like, oh, I'll have breezy. And now I'm finding it really annoying. But anyways, it keeps distracting me. The neighbor's dog come barking after me every day. And that sort of hit the pinnacle was when the dog came barking after me and it bit my lunch bag and ripped a hole in my lunch bag and then kept stealing my lunch after that or trying, like then he became more aggressive because he realized I had food in that bag. So then every day after that, and then finally I told my dad, and my dad just looked at me and said, why don't you take a different road to school? And I was like, oh. And it was just like a half a block further. If I just walked the other way out of front of our house and walked over literally like half a block further and I could totally avoid the dog. But you know, as a kid, like the routes are literal. This is how I get to school. And so I had a year of dog trauma until I finally realized that I could just take a different path. And that's kind of one of those childhood into adult things where you learn there are multiple different paths. So thank you, Rosette. I'm so glad you came. Rosette, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Since we're here in the place of air and woo, is there anything you want to call into the world? Anything you'd like to see different or renewed or?
How about more happy, sexy fun for all of us?
Yes, Queen. I love that. More happy, sexy fun for all of us. So that's everybody watching this tape, all you folks at home. We want you to have more sexy, happy fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You know, next week's show is going to be a mermaid show.
A mermaid?
A mermaid show live from the ocean side with Grandma Ruby. And we are going to be having a little socially distanced picnic over at the nude beach. And we're hoping that all the nudies have gone home, but you might see a scantily clad person walking in the background. But actually I picked that beach because the sun goes down and it's on the other side of the hill. And so everybody kind of leaves after like 5. And so I figured it'll be pretty mellow by the time we do our show. But next week is our mermaid show. So I want to invite all our friends at home to dress up like a mermaid while you watch, or nude. Thank you. And that's next week. And it's also my birthday coming up. So, just saying.
Just saying.
Just saying. Let's see. I gotta do one thing here. Boop. Okay. I love your sexy,
Happy, sexy fun.
happy, sexy fun. Oh yeah, that's right. My roommate told me that the theme of my birthday party, which I can't have this year, but I'm gonna do something online perhaps, should be Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, which that could be happy, sexy fun. So he just thought, to me personally, that would be a good thing. Oh, we forgot to feed Rich's poppers. Would you like to be here for that, Rosette? Have you watched the whole show yet? Do you know about Rich getting poppers every episode? You don't. Oh, you're giving me your Zoom face. Rosette, okay, give the Zoom face. So Rosette and I are on Zoom on a lot of calls, and she has this epic Zoom face where she does not move. And you're convinced that the camera has frozen, and then but it never does the usual like camera's frozen stuff. And then all of a sudden she'll start talking, and you're like, oh my god, she's like frozen. So yeah, so my dead lover is here. This is Rich, and we put his hat on the gargoyle. And one of Rich's favorite things was always poppers. So,
Honey, let's now start talking about poppers.
So every episode we give dead lover Rich's poppers, and we acknowledge our tarred and feathered Donald Trump, who I was inspired by the end of Huckleberry Finn, and when all the con men in Huckleberry Finn get discovered, they get tarred and feathered and driven out of town. So that was my vision for our con man in chief, and so we tarred and feathered him on a show. So we also didn't offer anything to the spirits. So to air. Rosette, I think, is going to go get her rum. So, and then we also just want to mention, yes, girl, please do. Join in the fun. So I was noticing two things about Jesus. So Marla Maples is here, who some of us remember as Trump's second wife. And so Marla has Jesus in a kind of pieta. And I was noticing that, what would Jesus do? Jesus has a what would Jesus do bracelet on his hand. I don't know if you can see that. And I realized that Jesus had gotten kind of moldy. I think because I left him in the backyard too long. But I like having Jesus on my show when he's really quiet. So Jesus is here because he's ever present, and he's very quiet in the arms of Marla Maples. And Trump is blocked by the Captain Morgan's man.
Thank you.
Because we're not out of time, but I've been trying to wrap my shows up a little early. Moldy Jesus. I'm reading the comments. Thank you so much, Rosette. That was perfect. I'm so glad you came.
Baby.
Yay, I love you. Bye.
Love you too.
Remove Rosette Royale. It's so dramatic. Remove Rosette Royale. So I'm on keto, and technically I've lost 12 pounds, but that's not real weight. That's water weight. I was retaining. And now that I'm on ketosis, I'm in a state of ketosis right now, which means I can either eat a few salady things and a few carbs, or like half a potato. So usually what I'm doing is like the more healthy versions. But yeah, so I'm super into the keto diet. It's been up and down so far. It was really great for a couple days, and then it got really fucking weird because I got the keto flu. Which you can look that up, but it's a thing that happens when you first do it, and you get kind of literally like you have the flu for a couple days until you get used to the diet. But really, I had a couple days where I was absolutely in love with it. I felt so great, and I was on this really like calorie restricted, like half the normal amount of food I would eat, and I wasn't hungry. That's what's amazing about it, is the process that it does to you. So anyways, I'll give you more if I still like it in a week. But I'm very happy that I have my accountability buddy, Nick. Some of you remember Nick. He was the one who worked at Claire's in the mall and pierced girls' ears for fun. So anyways, Nick, my roommate, is my accountability buddy. And so we are totally geeking out on being all into ketosis. So that's kind of my world right now, ketosis. And it's like having a part-time job. And thank you all for coming. And I just want to acknowledge air and the presence of air. And what I'm really excited about is how quickly air transforms and changes direction. And I am holding that in my heart for myself, quick and rapid transformation, transition, going into something new. And I am also holding that prayer out for the world at large. Let's rapidly change this fucking shit and get on through this horrible thing that we're in the middle of and move it, keep going, pass on through. So yeah, Air, we welcome you and we're glad for your energy and your lesson, and let's transition quickly. And thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. I had lots of fun. And if anybody has cardstock or 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch plywood in Seattle, big pieces, I need like 4 feet by 4 feet at least, because I'm almost out of raw material and I'm sick of using cardboard boxes. But like if you buy a TV or have some old thin 1/4 inch plywood, or buying a refrigerator, let me know. I will come get your cardboard. Or if you're sitting on a treasure trove of foam core, I know some of you are like that. Jennifer Zile, you might be one of those people with a secret stash of foam core. I don't know. So if anybody has foam core, cardboard, let me know, because I'm out of material for building my things. And I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. Okay,